I always question myself, why are we so greedy as human beings? I don't think animals are as greedy as humans. Like, let's take an example. If a lion finds a prey and kills it and starts eating, and when it's full, then they don't actually go about and kill other animals just for fun. And it's not the case in human beings.
Maybe it really is human nature to want more things than you ever need. I mean, just our nature to collect things, not to mention our ego-boosting objects, big houses and big cars and the like.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe I'm trying to think now on a higher level, because I'm asking why. And again, I'll ask why. Why would we like, as human beings, to accumulate more wealth?
I must say I like the discussion and I like your questions. So it's based on what we came to previously, that if you want quality of something, you can first start with quantity. So first there is a phase of expansion, and then in this consolidation phase, when everything is balanced, you can like climb higher and higher. You want a lot of wealth because you are programmed to get a lot of wealth, but people who do mature naturally, they use their wealth to invest in more sophisticated things. I would say it's a deviation if people just collect money for the sake of it, very greedy, but we are programmed to collect things because once we have them, we are strong enough, we have power enough to look higher in quality. So it is a natural thing.
But then is it totally necessary to collect, to become on the higher level? You don't need a lot of money to become a good philosopher, surely.
Well, a philosopher, that's right. Well, I would say even a philosopher needs a lot of knowledge to be able to be philosophizing. So, you know, even when you think, you need many examples to see the structure of it. So even here we can see that first you need quantity in order to see the structure. Then you can develop many models and thoughts about your philosophies. But I mean, you cannot imagine a philosopher that do not have a lot of advanced concept to think about. You need to collect the concepts to think about it, like an industrialist needs money to start business.
But then why is it necessary to build on things in this way? Maybe the old philosophers were really based in stupidity. Maybe they started from base principles without any extra collection of knowledge.
No, it's not possible. You always need knowledge to get new knowledge. And philosophers are always based on previous philosophers. Otherwise you would be like an animal in the forest. I mean, you need to base your thinking on something or react to something, like in science also.
But I'm not so sure that it's necessary. I mean, after all, does one have to read to be wise? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, but let's not confuse things here. We're talking about philosophy, not wisdom. I mean, you can be wise without having prior background of the advanced civilization. You can be living in very trivial or rural areas with primitive circumstances, and you can still be wise.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I still agree. I still want to hit at this, that we need examples. We need something to relate to build structures. We cannot build a house if we don't have stones to build a house. We need material when we construct things, and the material for thinking is the philosophy.
But I'm still not clear on why ideas need to be based on other ideas. Why do you need this establishment of ideas?
Well, for instance, as we're talking now, we are using language. We are using concepts that we agree on. Otherwise we couldn't have this highly advanced communications. So when philosophers or scientists or journalists, whatever, when they communicate, there is always a foundation where they agree, where they share some knowledge. You know, if there is not such a foundation, the only thing that remains is to learn from seeing somebody acting, this very, very primitive way of identifying, like getting this silent, tacit knowledge by seeing how somebody does something and then do it in a similar way. Because we need to understand each other, and so we need this collection of ideas to create general ideas, and then we collect general ideas to communicate about general ideas, so we climb the ladder of abstraction and communicate about more and more general ideas. So it's impossible to not have them.
But then I still don't exactly see the need for this collection of ideas when surely it's not a question of quantity after all. If we want quality in our ideas, then why do we need the quantity?
Well, that's really a good point. I think maybe we should be more precise, or maybe I have been misleading you with my ideas. It's not that we need a huge quantity of something to get quality in it, but we need enough quantity. We need sufficiently enough ideas to be able to talk about something, to be able to question it and reflect on it. So, but of course, you mentioned previously a philosopher. Well, of course, if you just have some very good quality ideas, then you can use them and get even higher quality ideas from them. But you need something there. But it's, I appreciate your correction. It's not depending entirely on the quantity. It's just that there should be enough of it to proceed. Does that make it slightly?
Okay, so good. We don't necessarily need a lot of quantity, so enough is enough in certain situations.
That's right. We just need enough to be able to formalize and automate the routines. That's what we were talking about previously. So when we have enough quantity, we see through it, we understand it, we know it, and then we can reach the higher quality. That's what I intended to say.
But now on the subject of automation, when the precious low-level knowledge becomes automated, does that give us license to fly, to spread our wings in some way?
Yes, it does, because one can say we get faster or lighter. It's like the analogy of having a car, or you move faster. So when we do things more efficiently, we get wealth, energy, money, and then we can go for new challenges. I would say we reach quality.
But let me just stop you here. Do you mean new challenges? Like we go from one level of challenges into another level of challenges? Let me just put it in another way. So if we challenge with something and then we solve it, so this comes back into the past, and then we move forward into some more problems. Is that what you
Exactly. So when it's like you go in school. When you have finished first grade, you go to second grade. But if you don't pass the exam in first grade, you are not allowed to continue on second grade. So when we understand and formalize things, when we have automated them, when we think we know them, automatically we start to enjoy things on a higher level. Challenges that we want the adventure, we want to do things, we want to experience new things. Like young people who grew up, they can really feel this, that they want all the time something new.
Okay, so let me just put it this way. If we're competent in something, then it won't pose a problem. But if we're not competent in it, then it's becoming more challenging and then in turn more interesting.
Exactly. Now you are really on it, because I would say that we always reach our level of incompetence. We go to a higher challenge and then we get scared if it doesn't work. We say, oh, I cannot be here, I don't know what to do, or all these strange people, or I feel so stupid, somebody will think I'm not good enough. And then we go back a little. And then when we feel strong, when we have the quantity of things, new challenges. So really most people are on a level or on an area where they can have some challenge. And if it's too challenging, they move back. If it's not enough challenging, they move forward. So we are on this level of conflicts, or level of war, or level of competition, where we are based on the older agreements, the stable world we are standing on, where we withdraw when we feel hurt or sad or whatever.
So you're talking about levels, and I mean, what kind of level would we like to reach? Would we like to reach a level where we don't feel competent in?
Yes, yes, this is the level where we do not have enough experience. We have not enough quantities of experience. So we feel insecure. We have not been there before. So therefore, since we don't know how to act, this level is filled with conflicts, filled with insecurity. So it's where we don't know so much, but where we need to learn more structure, to be more secure.
Sorry, lost it.
Okay.